Today I'm showing mods in The Sims 4 that I think add a lot of storytelling to gameplay. It was kind of hard to narrow down which mods to show, but I wanted to show mods that could add a lot of depth to the storylines you might already be playing with your Sims without being really random or disruptive to gameplay. So let's go into the game and I'll show you those. The first mod is definitely one of my favorites. It might be like my top 3 mods for the game, completely. And it's the relationships, family, and pregnancy mod. Now in the game, Myra here has just discovered that she is pregnant, so we're going to tell her husband here, Jaden. So here is the relationships, family, and pregnancy menu. There's adoption. You can discuss adopting a child, putting a child up for adoption. You can also go through the whole adoption process, like application. It's really detailed. You can also do insemination and surrogacy. You can do the makeups and breakups. If your sim cheats and you tell the other sim in the relationship, then you can also choose a reason, like there's not enough love in this relationship, or whatever the reason is, you can choose. There are also woohoo transmitted diseases in the mod. There's also reproductive health, but we're going to go to the pregnancy and family selection right here. And all of these are grayed out because we haven't yet told our partner about the pregnancy. So those were the options that were showing when I clicked on her partner, Jaden. So if you click on your sim, there's even more options. Like when you go under pregnancy and family, you can choose thoughts on being pregnant. You can choose that they're okay or not okay with being pregnant. You can choose whether they would be happy to have a child or don't want a child, or like my sim, she's neutral about having children. There is the jealousy and infidelity menu, and you can choose how your sim feels about boundaries and jealousy and things like that. This mod just has so much going for it. Here's a romances and friendships panel. You can choose to be celibate. You can choose to not become friends with someone. There's even an online dating feature with this mod. It's a really big mod. So now we are telling him about the pregnancy, and he is also neutral about having a child. They already have one right here. She just told him about the pregnancy and she got this moodlet. Myra's partner took the news of the pregnancy rather well. Not madly overjoyed, not sad, just like Myra herself actually. They're both ready to live this experience to the full with a clear and reasonable mind. So they both had the trait of being neutral about having children, and that was just kind of a coincidence. So that's good. I'm glad he wasn't against having children, because I did not check before I decided to get her pregnant to show you in this video. But now let's go back to the panel, and now we have a lot of new things that have opened up here. We can organize to provide for the baby, share worries about pregnancy, lots of different things here. And if you click on the active sim, then there's even more you can do. We can go to these early parenthood classes, birth class. We can buy something for the baby. This is definitely one of my favorite mods. So now I'm going to show you the infidelity side of this mod, just so you can see all the different reasons you can give and how you can have your Sims break up in really detailed ways with this mod. But I don't want to ruin their happy little family. Like, they're fine now. I'm not going to destroy their lives. So let's go to somebody else's household and destroy their lives instead. This Sim is single. She doesn't have any kids. Everybody else has kids. I'm not going to ruin their little families. This is like a kind of random save file. It's not my main one. I was just doing like home renovation challenges in this save file, so I'm not like super attached to the families or anything, but she's single. So let's go play with that sim. All right, we've loaded into Marina's household, and she's going to get into and out of a relationship at like the speed of light. So let's go to the bar. Just do, where's friendly? Okay, howdy introduction. I don't know why I just didn't have friendly introduction. Okay, we've introduced ourselves, and now I'm going to make this relationship just, immediately be at level 100. Okay, Celia, we're going to have our first kiss. We're going to ask you to be our romantic partner, and then we're going to cheat on you. I'm so sorry. This all happened very, very fast. Okay, Celia is sort of falling for Marina and wants to ask her if she would like a relationship. Do you want this to happen? Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do. So now we're in a relationship. Oh, this sim is sad. Let's go flirt with him. Romantic introduction. Oh, Celia is not happy about the romantic introduction that we are doing. Marina is feeling like a romantic. Okay, I'm not gonna save, because I feel like that's just hurtful. These sims don't deserve this. I never even play in this save file. Okay, Strained. Yeah, I'd say they're strained. I'm feeling very unsatisfied. Understandable. Very understandable, Celia. I can apologize for flirting. I can promise not to flirt with others again. I can confess to loving another. I think I'll get even more options there if I do woohoo with him. And now we have a shower in the middle of the bar, so we're just gonna do that. Oh, she's right here. Oh no, I didn't want her to see this. I don't want her to do the breakup. I want us to do it. Okay, can you guys hurry up? They finally finished, so now we can talk to Celia. Okay, yes, we got a lot more options here. Tell the affair was only for the woohoo, promise not to flirt, apologize about cheating. This is what I wanted to see. Explain reasons for having cheated. How about no love left between Marina and Celia? I don't think there was ever really that much love between them. They met like an hour ago. Yeah, they're broken up. Can't do anything else with Celia. There's a lot with this mod. Like, you can do so much. I think this mod is very much worth having in your game. And now let's go on to the second mod for this video. So the next mod I'm showing is the Education Overhaul mod by Deep Indigo. Deep Indigo is maybe my favorite mod creator. I just love everything from them. I use so many of their mods, but today we're showing the Education Overhaul mod and then one more mod from them in this video. This mod adds updates to the education career. It also lets you enroll your toddlers in preschool. And with your child and teen sims, you have a lot more options for what kind of school you can attend. You can go to virtual school or enroll in boarding school or private school, even an occult school. You can also choose what kind of homework your sim does every day, and that will boost certain skills. And there are a lot of add-ons for this mod that you can choose to have in your game. You don't have to have them. Like, you can choose to have field trips or in-school events and things like that. Right now, I have the option to enroll my child sim in summer break. And there's also the option to enroll her in virtual school. And then if we're enrolled in the virtual academy, we have all of these options here, and each day you'll get different tasks to do. But what I want her to do is enroll in maybe a private school. And I'm going to show you kind of the process for getting into a private school. But for her to even stand a chance, I think she needs to have a bit better grades than what she currently has. Like I said, I don't really play in this save file, so she doesn't really have any skills or anything. So I might just have to cheat those for her just so I can show you kind of the process of getting into the private school. We're going to make her the best applicant ever. All of her child sim skills are going to be at level 10. So let's apply to Wintercrest Preparatory School. So Lorraine has chosen not to attend her local public school and has started an application for a more rigorous education. So we need a personal statement, a tour and interview, and then an application fee submitted. So let's go back to the school menu and write personal statement. Lorraine has finished her personal statement and added it to her application. If an interview has already been completed, it's time to submit the application. So let's do the interview next. And I think this is just really useful for storytelling in the game, not just the school enrollment types, but the added school events and field trips. Especially if you don't have high school years, this mod is really useful. I also love that you can choose certain things for them to study each day. Like, she can do her homework and choose which skill she'll build while doing her homework. So let's do the tour and interview. I think this mod adds a lot of detail for your child and teen sims. I also love the preschool option. If your sims are really busy and maybe they can't afford a nanny to come over every day, then you could send them to preschool and they'll build skills while they're there. Thank you for touring our school and submitting to an interview. We enjoyed meeting you. Please complete your personal statement if you have not done so already and submit your final application. So let's submit the final application. It's 100 simoleons. Thank you for submitting your application. The admissions committee will be in touch with you soon. I don't know how long that's going to take. Oh, I just checked on the website and it says after submission, your sim should hear back from the admissions committee within 4 hours. Let's just speed forward a bit until she hears back. Congratulations, Lorraine. We are pleased to offer you a spot in our school. To secure your place, a parent or guardian must use the phone or computer and officially enroll you within 24 hours. Yay! So now let's enroll in school, and it's 750 simoleons. which, you know, it's a private school, so that makes sense. Lorraine is now formally enrolled. Yay! Something else I like about this mod is if you don't feel like doing the regular homework, you can also go on the computer and study something specific, and then your sim can get different skills also, like in addition to the regular skills. And then once you study like one or maybe two of these, then your homework will be checked off as complete for the day. I really love this mod. I think it's super useful for gameplay and storytelling. But now let's go on to the next mod. Oh, is this a stray dog? Look at this thing. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, look at this little guy. I never even play in this save file, but I needed this dog, so he's in the family now. But that actually kind of goes along with the next mod that I'm going to show you, and that is the Sim Spawn Overhaul mod. So if I shift click on the mailbox, then I'll see this mod creator's mod settings, and then Sim Spawn Overhaul. So the dog appeared in Willow Creek because I allowed stray animals to be everywhere. There are also lots of other features, like if you don't want random pedestrians walking around when there's a blizzard outside, or if you want your stalls in the game, like the different food stalls, to always be staffed by homeless sims instead of maybe random sims that your sims are friends with. But what I really love about this mod is local pedestrians and prefer local venue sims. You can choose, for example, that Willow Creek will only have pedestrians and people at community lots who live in Willow Creek and maybe, you know, one or two other worlds. In my personal headcanon, I picture Willow Creek and Magnolia Promenade as being super close to each other, so I would mark these two worlds as compatible with each other. And so then the only sims who show up at community lots in Willow Creek or who are walking around are from those worlds. So with Windenburg, I would make the compatible worlds be worlds that I think are kind of European in the game. So maybe Tartosa and Ravenwood, for example, and Henford-on-Bagley. I would mark those sim worlds as compatible, and so then only sims from those worlds would show up. There are some exceptions to this. So for example, if you have a teen hangout lot trait on a community lot, teens from other worlds will show up even if they're not marked as being compatible with that world. And I like that because if I want a lot to be for teen sims, but only 2 or 3 teens live in the worlds I've marked as compatible, that doesn't really help me because I want more teen sims to show up at that lot. So I like that this mod has exceptions for that. Like if you have certain lot traits, then the world compatibility will be kind of overridden. But I love this for storytelling because if my sim grows up in Sulani and then they move to San Myshuno, then it doesn't really make sense to me that they could go visit their family in Sulani like every other day. That would be a really expensive plane ticket that they're constantly buying. And so to me, that adds to storytelling because if your sim does make a big move like that, then maybe they won't see their family for a long time. So you can add a lot of storytelling with things like that. And it also makes sense to me because my sim who lives in Willow Creek shouldn't just be hanging out in Mount Komorebi all the time, for example. Before I used this mod, when my sims would go to community lots, basically 90% of the other sims who show up, like if it's a bar or nightclub, whatever, most of the sims who show up are my sims, and they live in completely different worlds. It was really hard to just meet random townies at community lots because for some reason, the game thinks that I want all of my sims to just show up there. And no, I want to meet other sims. When 90% of the other sims in the bar are my sims, then it's like impossible for my sims to meet anybody new, to make new friends, or to meet single sims that they can date because everybody who's showing up at the bar is in their family. So I love this mod. It really helps the worlds feel like they're actual neighborhoods and communities, and like everything is actually connected within Willow Creek, for example. I like having the interconnected community feel. And if you're getting sims from all over the sim world showing up at your community lots or just walking around your neighborhood, then to me, it feels like my sim doesn't actually live in a community. It feels like they live everywhere, if that makes sense. But now the last mod I'm going to show is the Divergent Sims mod by A Deep Indigo. This mod isn't just for neurodiversity and mental health, but it also adds things like self-esteem and lots of other personality traits for your sims. And this sim, Sophia, earlier she had a moodlet that something felt kind of off. So I can go to mental health services and she can get a psychiatric evaluation. So I'm going to send her to that. And then once she comes back, we'll see what conditions she might have. And then she can go to therapy or she can get medication. So I'm going to send her there. But with her husband, oh, wait, we have to talk to the dog. The dog is sad. I'll give the dog a treat. This is like a whole subplot that just showed up in this video. So if you go to actions under your Sims menu and a Deep Indigo mod cheats and then Divergent Sims cheats, you can assign them disorders or conditions. You can choose their self-esteem. So for self-esteem, I really like that because I feel like it's way too easy for your Sims to get high confidence when they're like children's Sims. And it's really hard to make your Sims have a difficult childhood in this game without mods. So I like that you can choose self-esteem with this mod. So Sophia just came back and she was diagnosed with ADHD. So we can give her therapy or medication. So I'm going to choose both so we can see what that looks like in the menu. So now going back to the menu, we can see the different therapy options. And then we can also go to family therapy. And here's the online pharmacy. So she has a prescription here. And now that she has a condition diagnosed, we have a lot more menu options unlocked so we can share stories of personal challenges, talk about mental health, discuss seeing a therapist, share burden. So when you go back to the cheats menu, you can also assign a disorder or condition. And this is what I actually love about this mod because I'm specifically thinking of my Sims who in real life would probably have maybe some PTSD from things that have happened to them in the game. I wonder whose fault that is. But I can assign them the trait of having PTSD. They can have so many things, like they can have generalized anxiety, even giftedness. They can even have seasonal affective disorder. And this actually helps in one of my current families. My two Sims lived in Sulani and then they moved to Mount Komorebi. And so one of the Sims has seasonal affective disorder. And so it's making her really sad being in the cold, gloomy weather. And now that's putting strain on their marriage because she's sad all the time. And now the child has unlocked more conversation options with her mom now that her mom has the diagnosis. So we can do lots of things. We can even argue about conditions. So it's not all like happy things. We can talk about the impact of behavior. And then if you do something like that, maybe they could go to family therapy together. And those were the 4 mods that I love for storytelling. There are a lot more mods that I use that add realism to the game, and through adding realism, there's also storytelling. So for example, there's a mod for paying bills and having different bank accounts and stuff, and that can add storytelling to the game. So if you would like me to make a video on realism mods for the game, let me know. I also want to make a video on small mods that really help just with playability of the game and making it a more pleasant gaming experience. So let me know if you're interested in that. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the video or what mods you like to use for storytelling purposes in The Sims 4. If you like the video, please remember to like and subscribe and you can see when I post more. I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!